first once it's up and running. So we need, when we first connect, so this is once you to system settings. We go into system settings. What we're looking for is Bluetooth pair. Right. So as you just go onto your systems on your phone, we need to see Bluetooth. So just go out of that for a second.
So
you just need to set in. Just go into settings. Yeah, I'll come right back out of that one. Just press your centre button.
What is that?
That's it.
Oh,
right.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that's it. Brought it back to his main screen now. If you go into apps, look for settings.
Oh, I've got settings up here.
Oh, you've got settings up there, have you?
There's Bluetooth.
Yeah, no, it wants settings.
Sure.
What's happening now? That's the problem. Some of these things that sent it. Just tap on Bluetooth. Oh, that's it. Just tap on Bluetooth.
That'll turn it off, so I have to hold it to do.
That's it. Right, here we go. So obviously it should be. So what I'll do, I'll set this going now. And it should be able to see that in a minute. It should say that Swift BL. There we go. Tap on that one. That should pair us up with it. There we go. Right, that's it. So come back out of there. We've got. If you just press the centre one, that's it. Just find the app now. Just go on apps. We're looking for Swift command now. Just scroll across to see what we see it. That's it. There we are. Hit the green button. That's it. That'll start up again now. So we'll connect your Bluetooth in a second. Right, so if you see the bottom centre, look, there's a signal. Obviously it hasn't got a signal. You can either tap on that or you can tap on that one. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. So tap on that one. Search for control panel. So you do this each time you get in now. You see that nice blue one coming up. Tap on that. Yeah. And what you should do is connect. You see you've got a nice green signal on the bottom of your screen now. Okay, so we're now controlling this by, obviously you've got to be quite local to it, so you're either just outside or just inside it to talk to it now. So top left, that's your power, so the green one, tap on that. There we go. When it becomes clear, that's when you can operate it. So it thinks about it while it's talking to it. Right, so you could switch the power on and off if you wanted to, so like that switch there. You could switch vehicle battery if you had the vehicle attached. AC limit, you can obviously do that if you wanted to, and live data, that just updates it quicker. On these slider things here, that's just showing you the level of the battery, or which battery is selected, or things like solar as well. Okay, so it's showing you what amps is happening. Okay, so that's all to do with power.
Solar's not shared,
Yeah, not active at the moment. Right, so if you just press back, which is on there, the next one is your water. So the blue one on there, when that becomes clear, so you can see these will not obviously light up for you because it's not connected to this vehicle. Pump, you could switch the water pump on. Be very careful in switching water pump on and off if you haven't got controls over these taps. If you're outside, think, I'll just switch the water pump. You just connected your water barrel on the outside. Think, I'll switch the water pump on now. And if you've left this all open, draining it, and you jump in, there's water coming out of everywhere because you switched the water pump on outside before looking to check you have turned your taps off. You could end up with water everywhere, so just be careful. But you can obviously switch that on and off from there as well if you wanted to. If you just tap it now,
the pump.
So when that goes blue, that's it. You've got water pump on now.
Right.
Okay.
What's them things at the top?
So that's telling you temperature and humidity if you really wanted to know that. Alright?
Oh, external temperature.
Yeah, it's just external and internal and everything.
Right.
That's it. Okay, if you just press back now, we'll come out of that one. Next one is your heating. So this is where you can control the heating. Right, so that'll light up in a minute. Right, so at the moment, if you remember, we've got it still on manual. So if you look over here now, I just need to come out of there. Remember heating settings. Look for heating settings, select that. Remember it says manual at the moment. If I press that and that, we show app now. So in a minute we're going to talk to it on the. You see now, Aldi's now switched itself off because it's now being controlled from here. You see there's a little timer icon on the main screen. So in a minute when this thinks about it, it should go to timer 7. There we go. Right, so that's now operating that on a timer. Obviously there's no timer set, that's why the Aldi system is switched off. So you could, if you wanted to, individual days, Monday to Sunday, set a timer. Or you can have one timer that does every day. So you set a timer to come on at that and go off at that. Obviously manual is manual. Again, we got the temperatures and the humidity there. That is your heating. Stop sign next to heating saying we're not working at the moment. Water heating, stop sign, that's not working either. Okay, so you could set timers. What you can do is override. So if you just tap on override, so this will override what's happening. So you can do this remotely as well, but I'll show you on the Bluetooth version of. So say you were out for the day, you had the timer set to come on, say for 3 o'clock when you come back, but you want it on now because you're coming back now. We've changed our mind. We're coming back to too cold. So we can set an energy. So you just tap gas. So that will select gas. If you tap electric 1, so you've got 1 kilowatt in gas. Right. That one there is operation time. So that will run for an hour. You could change that if you want to. We'll leave it an hour for now. Tap the center one. That will just select your temperature. So that's it. So if you just select 25 degrees on that, see it. So we've got 25 degrees. We could switch the water heating on, but we're not going to. Okay. Then you just press start. So what you'll see in a second is your heating system starting to wake up. So we could be doing this remotely now. We could be sitting on top of that hill, but obviously not via the Bluetooth. But I'll show you remote in a minute. So if you remember what we set 25 degrees.
Yeah.
We didn't put water heating on. We had 1 kilowatt in gas. So then that will operate for a period of an hour, and then it will revert back to timer if the timer's set. Okay. So if you look on there now, you've got a little play symbol next to heating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's showing that's just showing we've got heating on.
Oh,
you can see the stop sign still on water because we haven't got any water. If you've decided we're not bothering coming back now, I'll just switch override off. You just tap override, and that switch will go back to timer. Okay. You see now, obviously, heating's gone off because we haven't got a timer set. All right. Right. So if you just come back out of that one, then. So what we've also got is fridge. Obviously, it won't communicate with it at the moment. But if you just tap fridge, and we'll just show you. It might not show it on. Oh, it does. Right. So to communicate it, you can. If you decide what mode, it's obviously off on there at the moment. You can select auto, you can select electric, you can select gas or whatever, and then the setting is just 1 to 5. Okay, so that's it's as simple as that. Obviously, the temperature will, if it's too cold or too hot, it will tell you so you can reduce it. Okay, so if you decided you were out, you wanted to switch the. If you had this on a seasonal pitch like you may be thinking of, you could set this fridge to start up. Before you get there, so it's, there are useful things. The only thing is, I'll just be a bit concerned about. Obviously, when you leave a fridge, normally you leave the door open. So if you had it on the seasonal pitch and left the door shut, what it'd be like when you got there, I don't know. But okay, so we just press back and we'll come back out of that one, and it will go to up on that screen as well. The next one is lights. There we go. So when that lights up, it's ready to. So if you can see them, they look very similar to the ones on the control panel. Yeah. So interior lights, main interior lights. If you tap that, that'll switch it off. There we go. So your light's gone off. But obviously you've got your dimmer lights still on. Yeah. That's your awning light. So you could, when you're approaching it, you can do this remotely as well.
Put the awning
lights. So you can put the awning light, or you can put all the lights on if you wanted to. The dimmable lights. So you can see we've got 2 channels for them. Before we got on the main screen up here is just 1. On here you've got 2. So you've got the dim 1, which is over the bed. Dim 2 is at the front of the van. So if you just tap the dim 2 slider, just tap the end of it. That's it. Or if you just tap 100 now, have a look up here. That goes up to 100. If you tap it down to 5, right at the other end, you see that dim down. So you can operate that when you're sitting down. You can operate the dimmer on that if you wanted to, or again you can do this remotely. Okay. So if you just put interior lights back on, so tap on that. There we go. Okay. If you just press back, go back out of there. We've also got, obviously there's a tile for aircon, but obviously we haven't got aircon, so you don't need to worry about that. That one, if you tap on that one, this is for your remote operation. If you can see now, there's nothing there. They're lit, but they're not operating. They're only operating when they're blue. So obviously we haven't connected yet, so you need to connect first. So if you come back out of there, you're looking for Head and Shoulders now, which is nothing to do with dandruff. Right, so if you remember your email address, so tap your email address in, and also you'll be tapping the password in after that, which is real fun when you're trying to put these little. So you might not want to record it when you put the password in. Once you do that, all you need to do is put your password in now, and what it will do, it'll pre-populate all the rest once you've done that. So all the like phone numbers and things like that, it will come up automatically once we've set it up. So this is where you'll be connecting to the internet then. and talking to it remotely. Okay, done that? Yeah. Okay, so get vehicle details. Just tap on that grey box there. Your caravan there. So there's your Swift Caravan at Eccles. Just tap on that, and that goes to the. That's it. And that goes to the top of the screen. He says, hopefully. Just tap again. There we go. So that's jumped to the top of the screen now. If you press save, that will then be connected. So yeah. So done. So if we come back out of there now, so we tap back, we go back to that blue tile, which is your remote one. You'll see there'll be blue now. Okay, so we're now connected. But if you see these other ones are still dull. So they're the other remote operations. So if you press update and done, so what that's telling you is it's going to disconnect your Bluetooth. It's going to connect it via the internet. Okay, so it's, there we go. So it's lit everything else up now. So again, you've got very similar as timers on the heating. Look, manual, override. Also, you've got your lights as well. So you can switch them on or off. What you've also got is locate. If you just tap on that one, that will actually show you where your van is, and hopefully that should show Salop Leisure on it. So we just zoom out a bit. It should show us. Oh, zoom it the other way. And hopefully it should say Salop Leisure. There we go. So that's it. We're obviously at the end of the building. Okay, so that, you can see the history of where it's been and where you've been. So if you've forgotten where you've parked your van, you can obviously locate
it's like
it.
A tracker then.
Yeah.
This is
GPS.
the tracker.
No, this is not the tracker, but it operates obviously off the same thing. Yeah, so if you just come back out of that one now. So what other options you've got is levels, so it tells you your battery levels. Obviously there isn't much more on this you do anyway. History of battery levels. Dealer, it obviously shows you our contact details. So it'll say our phone number and an email address. Web port takes you back to your Swift command registration. Update, obviously is update. Power, so again you're going back to similar to what you had before, so power, you can switch your power on and off, warning on and off, lights on and off and things like that. Yeah, so that's manual, so that's what setting your heater back to manual.
Oh, it'll come blue if I pressed it.
Yeah, that's it. So that, yeah, you update, it just updates what you got there. Okay. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, if you just come back out of that one. So what you've also got now when you've got remote, you've got ATC, that's not communicating at the moment.
No.
So that's would just show you what's happened history-wise for what's happening with your ATC, if you really need to know that. The other thing is that book. Yeah, that's to do with tracker, but that doesn't actually do anything. Once you've registered, that's it. That's all you need to do is register it. If you tap on that one, that's your manuals. So these new ones now don't come with a book. You have to get it via the internet. These will obviously take quite a bit of memory uploading them onto your phone, but you need Wi-Fi to do that. So on a phone signal, you're going to struggle to get all that on. But you've got your quick start and obviously your open manual as well. Okay, just come back out of there. What you've also got, if you just scroll up a little bit, that bell. So you just tap on that. That's alerts. So if you just press load, that will light everything up again. Done. So you can set alerts. So if you want to, you can set if the battery's going low, or what I'd be careful with is the frost alert one. Do not rely on that to tell you that your van is cold and it's freezing. Because if you haven't drained your water system down, and by the time that lets you know that, by the way, it's cold, it might be too late. So if you're using that as you want to put the heating on, especially in storage, you can put the heating on if you wanted to. But apart from that, there's not a lot of other alerts apart from your battery, I think, on this one, and temperature.
How do I set that? Do I press on it?
Yeah, you can just tap on it. So you can set it on, you can send it how you want to be alerted by, so either email or however you want to do it. So one email will tell you, by the way, it's whenever the battery's going down. Yeah, so it's easy as that. Okay, if you just come back out of there now, that's more or less it. And then they obviously got the Swift one, which shows you through your Swift websites and things like that, which is right at the bottom there. So you got also Swift TV. Swift Connect is very, very important. You register with that. What will happen, I don't know if you've heard of Swift Connect, you can track or faults, anything like that, via that, through communication with Swift.
Oh, right.
You can put a fault in, or you can track a fault. If you put a fault into Swift, they will ping it to us, and then obviously we deal with it. Or you can just come to us and say, I've got this fault, which is probably just as easy. But if there's any parts on order, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to track that, and if that's coming in, when it's coming in, if it's in or not. But you need to register with that as well. So what happens with that? Obviously, when you buy it today, service will then give Swift your email. Swift will email you. They will give you a password and a thing to connect to. You register on that, then you can look
Change
into
the
that.
password.
So you can look into that as well. All right. So that's that. All fun.
Is that it on that?
Yeah, that's all of that now. Yeah. All right. So obviously, if you're coming in, you want to use it on Bluetooth. You just have to go on and just start your Bluetooth on there rather than. Okay. The other thing now is obviously, if you decide you don't want to use the app to control your heating, obviously you look at now. Say you've been using your app previously on a previous outing. You come back, or you set up the next time on your next adventure out. Come to heating. Right. I'm switching my heating on. And then it goes straight off. The reason for that is because we are, if you remember, this is set to app or timer.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one, that one. So you need to go manual
yeah.
to be able to operate it from here. Okay? So if that little timer icon that was there is on that screen, that's the reason why that's going back off again.
Back off. Yep.
Because it says, oh no, I'm on a timer. So you can now switch it on manually, which I'll leave that on there for now. Because you'll be more likely using that up there manually. So it's one of them things, once you've set the heating, that's it. You don't have to touch it again.
But I want to take that heating up, don't I? It was only on 20, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably gone down now because it were on.
Gone down to
yeah, so you just press. All you do is press the plus button. Because normally when it comes out of that, it takes that down to 0.
Oh, it'll do it again when we go to that site. Then when we move to the site, then.
Yeah, but it won't go to 0. This will remember now. It's when you go across to app, then you go take app off. It goes back down to 0 or close to 5.
Take that up to about 22, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you just press the plus button. That's it. You have to keep pressing it each time. It's not one of them ones you can just stick your finger on.
Oh, it does it by half, actually.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. That's it. So see, it's one of them things, see how it goes when you're up there, how warm you are. Right.
Yeah, and that one's it. That would need to go up and all to.
Yeah, that's it. You can switch the gas off if you want to. It's up to you.
Yeah, we won't be using gas. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. That's it. So have a look. See, if 3 kilowatts is warm enough for you, that you should be okay with that.
Yeah.
But if it's getting really cold, you think, oh, I need. That extra gas does make a huge difference to get it up there. Once it's up there, it'll run quite nicely on the electric then.
Yeah.
Unless obviously you let a load of cold air in by opening the door, then obviously it will go cold. But, all right. So I'll just go through the fridge.
Because we've got to do that a different way, no?
Yeah, this is no. You can still operate here.
Yeah, so we can't do it up there. We've got to do it here.
Yeah. So you can still operate it as on/off button. Just press and hold. That switches it on and off. This little one here. That one is very sensitive touch. Okay, so that's showing warning now, and it's beeping at me.
Because you're not connected to a car.
Exactly.
Right.
Gas, so that will give us a fault if it does. Come on, you gotta. Maybe it'll fire up in a second.
Is the gas on? Huh?
Yeah, it should be. Unless someone switched the gas off. It's the next
Oh,
question.
it is on, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably what disrupted it is because the valeters went and shut that button off because it was fired up before.
Was that it? No.
Well, I'll switch it off. So if it's failed, switch it off. Give it around about a minute and then it should fire up. I'll leave that for a second. I'll just come across the cooker and I'll come back to that. It just gives it a time just to think and reflect. And so your cooker, electric igniter there, so it's straightforward. As gas appliances are. Okay. Also, very, very careful if you've got an electric one as well. That will hold the heat a lot longer. If you go and put that glass down on top of that and it's still hot, obviously that'll go bang. One thing I'll warn you about is that and that. So if someone decides to either go to the toilet or go and have a nap and someone starts cooking, just make sure they're aware of that's there. Okay, because you don't want any damage on your door. Grill, obviously that ignites off that as well. Grill pan's got a decent grill pan in these. Handle's just sitting in there for now. Okay.
There's a clip-on handle.
Yeah, so it's actually that way round, look. So it clips into there and goes that way. Obviously, it's better to put it in there for when you're travelling.
That way around.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It goes in.
Also, the door should be open when you've got the grill.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, look, make sure that's popping out because that protects them when the grill's in operation. On mine, it's a manual one, and I always forget, and I've always got the tea towel going. It's always hot. It's like hot. Oven, the same again. So
Just come to see how we're doing.
we're getting there.
Are you happy with everything? Is Peter doing a good job?
I'm behaving.
You only want to be on the video.
No,
thank you, no.
Got you now.
There's a lot.
This is John.
There's a lot to take in, though, isn't there? Really.
Yeah, well, it's all the fun of that up there, isn't it? Really?
Okay, well I'll leave you to it then, if that's
All right.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, George. Right, let's go back to the fridge now. That should. So you just press and hold that. Starts it up, has a think. Just trying to hear it clicking.
It's not even clicking, is it?
No. See, he hasn't turned the gas off, has he? Oh. No. Oh. That could have something to do with it.
We'll turn the gas off. We'll turn the gas
Yeah,
off.
there's someone turning the gas off, yeah. She's clever.
Still not clicking, no?
No, I think it's because it's obviously realised there's no gas coming in it. Switch it off. Give it a chance to have a bit of gas. Right, I'll leave that again for a second. Right, microwave, big button opens it. Do not travel with glass plate in. That comes flying out and dropping on there. Going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So always take that out when you're travelling.
Yeah.
I'll stick it there for now.
Yeah.
My wife tends to put it in a bowl with a tea towel wrapped around and stop it rattling about. To operate it, that does nothing on its own. Okay, so press the microwave button once.
Yeah.
If you turn that, then that's your power, 50%, 80% or whatever percentage-wise you want to cook at. Press the microwave button again, then I can turn that. It gives you seconds.
All right.
Okay, don't ask me why it's so complicated, but then you just press start, away it goes. Okay, so to get seconds, press microwave twice, then turn it.
Yeah.
You can whatever seconds you want. Or quick start goes up in minute increments, so every time you press it, it goes up a minute. So if you want 2 minutes, press it twice, and it starts straight away.
All right. Yeah.
Which is quite easy. If you just want a minute, just press that. Okay, and there's obviously a further menu on that one if you want
Something for Jackie potatoes.
yeah, warm my beans up, that's it. Don't tend to use much more. Right, bathroom wise, obviously there's nothing too complicated. Light switches are on the side here, look.
All right. Yeah.
Cleverly hidden. Because I'm going to say the toilet shouldn't be any too much difference apart from obviously you've got a flush tank.
I've seen we were warm there. It's cold here.
Yeah.
Very cold here.
Well, obviously the boiler's there. Obviously the boiler's in that corner, so obviously you've got a bit of warmth there. If it's obviously not turning too much heat out, if you just feel that side, does that feel warm?
Level, very
yeah,
level.
this is coming up with heat. As I say, it does take a little bit of time just to get warmed up.
Yeah.
Obviously it's been outside. It's really good. It's amazing how much cold these hold in.
It's only the people saying with Aldi eating the temperature's equal straight through
Yeah.
the family.
Yeah. But we've probably had a bit of sun on the front now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So if you have a look in that wardrobe there, that should be your expansion tank in there. Yeah. So the expansion tank for your heating system. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That's where they normally are.
Right, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So you should be able to see a minimum maximum mark. Yeah.
No, that's off.
Yeah. That's it. Well, that should be that's your expansion tank. So if you need to top it up, that's where you top it up.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can see the level on that as well. Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So it's very faint, but there's a minimum mark, maximum
Yeah,
mark.
it's roughly the middle is maximum.
Yeah.
And right down the bottom there.
Yeah.
is
So when
minimum.
it warms up, it will expand into that
But
tank.
It's got to leave room to take
To
any
expand.
to expand.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you've also got is that little cover at the top.
Yeah.
That's where you access it to top it up. So that little plastic cover.
That pipe.
Yeah. No, there's a plastic cover,
Yeah, that's covered. Yeah.
and that just
Right.
pulls away,
Pulls
and then
away,
in the top there you'll see a
Oh,
little
that's the
screw
screw,
cap.
yeah.
That's where you top it up. Obviously, make sure the system's not operating at the time you do
No,
top it
no,
up.
no.
You need to top it up with antifreeze,
Yeah.
which you can get a mix of. Obviously, make sure you put the correct stuff in, the correct mixture.
Yeah.
You can top it with water if you really need to, but obviously you realise it's diluting the system.
Yeah. But do they sell it in the shop
Yeah,
here?
they
do
sell
they?
it already mixed in the shop if
Yeah.
you want to, yeah. Okay, you shouldn't need to, but obviously being new, obviously there might be a few air bubbles that might just travel out that might reduce that level anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so obviously you've got light switch is there, so that's your dimble lights. You've also got spotlights, so they're switched individually on there. Obviously we've got your TV there. Obviously do not travel with it on the bracket.
Oh, you don't travel?
No,
on the
don't
bracket.
travel with
Oh,
the
you
bracket.
did
If
in
it
the
bounces,
motorhome, you
yeah,
say?
if it bounces off, obviously, or it's going to put a lot of strain on the bracket as well.
Yeah.
So it's best to obviously have it down because obviously being at the back, by the wheels,
Right.
it's going to be a bit of
Yeah.
bouncing around, so that's why we don't.
Well, he was ordering a bracket for the front. Well, if we got to take it off all the time, is it worth having a bracket?
Well, this just slides off. So the bracket stays there. You can just slide that on and off.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But I mean for the front.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Because he's had to order one because you haven't got one.
Right. Okay.
We're having 2 TVs. There should be another TV. Somewhere.
Yeah, the other TV's just outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'll just switch this on now. Just hopefully, it's going to play ball now. No, I don't want to play ball. Let's just select something else in. I'll go back to it, see if it will. So to select your energies, this one has actually got auto. I don't know if you had auto on your Lotron.
Yeah.
So it'll select what it thinks is the best energy available.
Yeah.
If electric's available, it'll go for that first.
Yeah.
If that's not available, it goes for gas. If that's not available, go for battery.
Yeah.
But that will only operate if you've got.
It's the best one to leave it on auto.
Yeah.
And then you're not forgetting to change it over.
That's it. Yeah. So as soon as you plug the car in, it will automatically do that. Temperature wise, so it's that button there. All 5 lit.
Yeah.
That's the coldest setting. Okay, it's quite sensitive buttons. It will obviously let you know. No, don't want to light for some reason. I'll get an engineer to come and have a look, see what's going on. Yeah, because he doesn't like it for some reason.
Yeah.
It's running okay on electric. It's just doesn't like gas for some reason. I'll get the engineer to come and have a look. All right. Okay.
And have we got what do they give us?
A nice blue light. What you've got with that is that is removable.
What's that?
Oh, that's a vent that comes with them. That's the engineer. What that's doing still doing it there.
Ah, well maybe that's why it won't work. Because the vent's not being fitted.
Well, they shouldn't be.
Ah.
Shouldn't be. Right. So that is removable. That shelf and that lid. You can see that if you just shut it, you see a picture on the front. You can remove that.
Yes.
So if you want to tool the fridge, So if you want to tool the fridge, you can just take the icebox out. Obviously, if you want to use it for icebox, you obviously leave it in.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, it's got a freezer thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got you.
With gin and tonic.
Yeah, I'm going to say for that. Right. Okay. I'm going to say that's most things I can think of. Oh, radio. Radio. Right. So obviously I switched it off before. On off button is that middle one.
Yeah.
Obviously switches on. And you find out what the engineer's been listening to. Probably Radio 1. Knowing him. Right. It has got a USB. So you can plug a phone or whatever into there if you wanted to, or whatever appliance. Searching left and right for the radio.
Yeah.
Obviously presets there. Obviously volume. Single play CD with the eject button there. You can eject the front off the radio by pressing this little button there if you want to keep it safe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. And then if you press it, it obviously shuts it up as well. Okay. So what I'll do now, if you want to have a look at this now, which is the handover sheet.
Right. The TV aerial.
TV aerial, yeah. Just trying to remember if it is in that one on this one. Yeah, there it is. They put these things in different places. Yeah. Right. So directional aerial. Don't know if you had that in your previous van or not.
No, we had a dome.
Oh, you had a dome. Yes. Right. So you got the amplifier, which is on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Blue light on says it's operating. It doesn't show you if you've got a signal or not.
No.
There's a little on-off button which is just above the V on the top of that, which switches that little unit off or on. Okay.
There, yeah.
Just hiding there, a little tiny rocker switch.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, it needs to be switched on to use it.
Yeah.
Your directional aerial. So all you do is unscrew that nut there.
Yeah.
Have a look, see where everybody else is pointing their aerial.
Yeah.
Then push it up and turn it to wherever you need it.
Yeah. Does it give you a marker on here which way's front and which way's back?
It shows you on here. Oh, that's actually showing direction of travel. So normally that means direction of travel is the front of the aerial.
Yeah.
So that if I just loosen that off for a sec.
Yeah.
So if I spin that round, that's the indicator.
Right.
That's direction of travel.
Yeah.
So that is the front of the aerial.
And that's where you want the front to be heading towards to pick a signal up.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Okay. Yeah.
So obviously, if it's pointing backwards, then you just push it all the way up, turn it around to whichever position. Tighten it back off again.
Yeah.
You can also change the angle of the top of it as well.
Right.
So it will tilt up from horizontal to vertical.
How?
So.
By ear.
Yeah. So it's slithered up. That there,
Yeah.
which is a bit fiddly with these cables anyway. You just turn that.
Yeah.
And you see it's now going into the red.
Right.
which indicates vertical, which as it says there.
Ah, which is
So
like
it's
that,
upright
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
So obviously then
Make sure it's in the green. Obviously, have a look, see if everybody else is tipped on the side. Then obviously that's the best way of getting the signal.
Right.
All depends on where you are.
Yeah.